Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Fresh Waves. Today, we are going to be speaking with Angela Dacey. She delves in personal enlightenment using color psychology. She's been on our show before, and for those of you who have heard her past shows and podcasts, she's absolutely fascinating. And we are doing our annual Valentine's Day show. And today we're also going to be talking about Galentines Day. If you haven't heard about it, it started with a sitcom in the US where they decided that the day before Valentine's Day, they would celebrate the love of friendship and BFFs and best friends. And being that I'm over 50, BFFs, for everybody who doesn't know what it is best friend forever. It's one of those kitschy kind of social media statements. But, you know, we all have friends, best friends, people in our lives that are not necessarily our sweetheart, but we'd still like to honor them and the relationship that we have with them. So, hello, Angela Dacey, and welcome to our Love, Love, Love show.
I am so thrilled to be back. Thank you so much for having me, and hello to everyone who's listening.
Well, it's our pleasure, as always, to have you on board here at Fresh Waves. Angela, let's talk about color psychology. Can you give us the basics so that we can figure out how to bring color into these 2 days? I mean, today, this show is airing on the 13th on Whistle FM, and the 13th of February is now Galentine's Day. I'm not sure I really like the term, but whatever.
Well, I guess it's catchy. I hear you.
I love the sentiment. How's that?
Yes, exactly. And not everybody on Valentine's Day is paired up with a significant other. So, there's a lot of people that we can honor and love in a month that's all about love. So that's kind of cool. And color to me is like the easiest, most fun way to really dive into personal development and personal enlightenment. So I've loved color since I was a little kid when I got the, Crayola box of 64 crayons. Do you remember that with the sharpener on the side?
Oh, yes, I do.
That was so cool, right? And I remember opening up the crayon box and, anytime I've asked somebody, what's the color that jumped out at you? It's amazing the amount of people that still remember the first crayon that they would take out of the crayon box. Do you remember what your color was?
Peacock blue.
What was it? Blue?
Peacock blue or the sky blue, the one that's the light blue, but it's almost like a robin's egg blue.
Nice, yeah. And mine was turquoise, so we're really close. Mm-hmm. And it's so interesting how people remember that because it actually means so much about your journey, your purpose, what your strengths are. There's so much to it. So anytime I can celebrate color and bring color in to help us understand ourselves better, I think it's a fun way. Self-development and all this multi-billion-dollar industry, it's not an easy thing to dive in to self-love, self-worth, to heal your past, to work on your stuff. It sounds great and everybody wants it, but it's not easy work. So I think color gives it a little bit of fun and an easy way for us all to relate. So today we can talk about all the colors and how every single color represents love in a different way.
Okay. Take it away, Angela.
Ooh, okay, pick a color. Which one do you want to start with?
Well, I'm going to go by your recent blog, Love in All Colors. We might as well start with the Valentine's traditional color of red. I mean, everything at Valentine's Day is red. Lingerie, hearts, boxes of chocolates, they're all red. So let's start with red.
It's true. Yeah, for sure. And it's interesting how we're marketed to because Valentine's is very red, pink, white, and black. So we could talk about those for sure. So red, in the energy systems or the chakras as we call them, which is more Hindu based and Sanskrit based, it actually represents our root and its connection to, I'm going to say think of roots of the tree. It's our foundation and stability. But when it comes to love, it's our passion. And so red's been used in Valentine's Day because it's all about adding passion to your love life. And that's why you'll see everything in red. It connects us to those instinctive survival, needs and sex. It comes down to physical connection. And that's what red is. It's about the physical side. So that's why you'll see chocolate-covered strawberries. There'll be candles with scents of ylang-ylang, sandalwood, and patchouli. You might have some red cushions or, like you said, red lingerie. Getting yourself some, massage oil or a book on tantric lovemaking is all connected to that color red. And that's what the Valentine's about. So red is very much the passionate love.
Okay.
What a way to start. What a way to start. So let's
But do all the colors have like you were saying, a yin and a yang? Do they all have their counter side? Because red is also the color that instigates the bull to charge.
Yes. So when I teach and in my books and such, every single color is represented to a chakra, which is also a positive and a negative thought. So the color red is represented by passion on the positive level, but it's also fear on the negative. So if someone suffers with a lot of fear, it's hard for them to take action. And in that case, they might not love the color red, but it also can then be like you've depleted your root chakra. So I like to think of color as vitamins and minerals for the soul, and we need color. So if you're having any fear of moving forward, or maybe even fear of connecting with another person during Valentine's Day, or seeking that love of your life, red's going to be the color that helps you take action and overcome the fear.
Wow.
So yeah, and you know what? Let me balance it with pink, because people would be like, okay, well then there's red lingerie and then there's pink lingerie. So here's the difference between the two. Red is that passionate love. Pink is about self-love and tenderness. So it's almost for like that special time for yourself as well. It's like a universal color of hugs. That's what I like to say it.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, it is. It's about like having love and gratitude for your relationship, right? But it's also saying I'm worthy and I have self-love. So pink is softer, right? It's more feminine. It's not as in your face as a red would be, for example. So that's why pink and red are both used in Valentine's Day, but then so is white and black, right? So if we jump into white and black quickly, white is all that purity and innocence, virginity, you know, like the white wedding dress. But if you're in a relationship and you want to bring white in, it's almost like giving your relationship a clean slate, right? Like think of the whiteboards, clean, nothing's on it, or a fresh blanket of snow is white. So if, say, you've had a little bit of turmoil or things haven't been too great, with a friendship even, let alone a partnership, you can actually send some white flowers or have dinner with a white tablecloth. You know, it's got the energy of like, let's just have a clean slate and start over.
Huh.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
It is.
And then black. Nice. Black is very different. Everyone says, oh, I love black because it makes me skitty and all the rest. Black is mystery. And black is about respect, which is why we wear black with funerals, with authority figures. But in a type of thing with love, black actually leaves mystery and demands respect. So it could be like if you're part of a relationship, you're not quite ready to reveal yourself. Maybe it's a new partner. You're not too sure how you want to enter in or be vulnerable yet. Black will say, it's okay, you're protected. And it also protects you against any negative energy. So if you feel that there's a lot of negative energy around you in relationships, black will protect you from the negative energy. But just remember, too much black lacks life. It's no emotions. So I always say, even if you're going to wear that fancy little black dress, put on some like a brightly colored bra or underwear or even some jewelry just to say, I'm still alive. I might not be ready to reveal everything yet, and I'm going to keep some mystery, but I also have a life. So those are the four main colors of Valentine's Day: the red, the pink, the white, and the black. But the other colors of the rainbow also connect in with love. We just don't think of them as love colors, but they are. So what are your thoughts so far before I ramble too much on your show?
No, I love it. That's a guest that I love, is the one that rambles. I get tired of talking sometimes. I'm always curious about black. Black is the color that witches wear. Black is the color of dark and night, and it seems like all things evil. So when I see a woman all dressed in black, even if it's in the most seductive lingerie ever, I tend to think of the darker side of things. I don't ever consider it to be a good thing per se. It's always death, darkness, even hiding is something I associate with black. So I've never really understood the black power suit in a business sense. I find that a navy blue suit has more power than a black one to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, there's positive and negative to each color, right? Black is really an absence of all color. So on one hand, you're kind of right. Like there is that darkness. We've always been shown that evil lives in the darkness. It's really the unknown. It's also, though, where we can find a lot of peace. Like if you think of the universe, it's dark. There's stars, there's beams of light in the darkness, but there's darkness. So sometimes we can go to the darkness to find peace and silence within. But that doesn't mean we want to live there because there's no life in the darkness. So it's finding that healthy balance. And when you're wearing a black suit, again, you're suppressing emotions. So for example, when you go to a funeral and you wear black, it's really saying, this isn't about me. This is about them, right? It's about the family. It's about the person who passed. You're respecting that it's not about me. But when you want to wear black all the time, it actually says, I'm not really going to show you who I truly am. I'm going to leave it to unknown and the mystery. So again, you want to be careful with the color and how you work with it. I'm always concerned for the people that decorate with a lot of black, and people love it. Black couches, black, armoires, black, sometimes even like black bedrooms. And then they wonder why sometimes they're suffering with a lack of relationships or depression or panic. It's a lack of, it's like having no vitamin minerals in your diet. It's like you're not giving yourself life. So you want to be careful. You want to use it respectively and appropriately, but not consistently.
Good words of advice. So I wonder why witches are black then. Why are the...
Well, they work with the unknown, right?
Right, that's true.
Yeah. And in a sense, it can protect against negative energies. So if they're working in the unknown, they're working in that psychic realm, sometimes too, it can be a protection, or it can be, what's the word I want? Like an affiliation or an understanding. So, but again, you want to make sure it's not consistent because too much is not healthy. Okay. It's like eating fast food all the time. You wouldn't do that. It's lacking vitamins and minerals, right? Mm-hmm. So you want to definitely make sure you bring other elements into play. It's all about everything in moderation.
All right. Well, on the topic of witches, why don't we talk about the color orange of pumpkins? Which is kind of straying from Valentine's Day, but what the heck? Orange. How's orange?
And orange and black work in Halloween for reasons because orange is all about play. It actually stimulates the emotion and helps us to remove inhibitions. So it's about being adventurous. And it actually, with the chakras, comes back to ages 5 to 12, when really we just wanted to play in life. Like we didn't have to worry about too much. We weren't studying for exams or having a mortgage or taking care of children, or you're just playing. So orange is about play. So when it comes to Valentine's Day or Galentine's Day, it would be, how can you play with your friendships and your partners? So sometimes it could be in a romantic situation. Maybe it's been too serious. Maybe it's been too stagnant and you need some fun. What could you do? How could you go play? What could you do together? How could you play in the bedroom? How could you just create a date night that's fun? Because when you laugh and you play, you connect. Mm-hmm. And that's with anybody, even if it's friendships, right? So when you play with people and you laugh together, there's a connection. And that's what orange does. So you can stimulate a relationship with the color orange. So maybe you wear a great orange scarf or buy some cool orange mittens and go for a walk in the forest, or if you, I always say flowers, obviously. You can always do flowers with color. They're beautiful. You can use the scents of bergamot and orange. You can go to a comedy night or instead of sitting watching a movie, try to watch stand-up comedy. Try an improv class together. Do something that's going to create play together and see how that actually enhances your relationship, because I guarantee it will.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Vanderkolk says that in order for a mind, a brain to heal and perform at its best, it has to be able to create and play freely. Mm-hmm. And that's very, very telling. So bring some orange into your life and get a really good, healthy brain going too.
Well, and that's so true too. And I'm sure with art therapy, that as well, is that when we're in a state of laughter and play, it's a different part of our brain than stress is. So if you're in a stressful, like say you're constantly working, maybe you're, in partnership where you don't see each other often because there's so much responsibilities, or if you're missing play, then you're always in stress mode in your brain. But as soon as you bring in laughter, that moment of laughter, you're not thinking of the bills. You're not thinking of responsibilities or what needs to be done. You're in present moment. So orange brings us into really sitting in present moment. And I think all adults forget to play. We need to remember to do that. So that's something I would say too. And if you don't know how to play, think back to what you loved between the ages of 5 and 12.
Yeah. My sandbox is frozen at the moment, but.
Build a snowman then.
There you go. Okay, well, let's move on to yellow. Yellow is a weird color. From my point of view, I always think of yellow as in the yellow house, the yellow kitchen of the 1950s and 60s when real estate agents told you that if you painted your kitchen yellow, it would sell. And now I think it's one of the most unpopular colors in decorations and interior design, but it's still an important color.
Oh, 100%. I mean, think of the sunshine.
Yeah.
It's all yellow. So, for people living in Canada, or the northern part of the States that suffers with a lot of dull winters, we're in desperate need of our sunshine and our vitamin D. We need yellow. So interestingly, I dug out a pair of sunglasses I had the other day with yellow lenses, and I put them on, and holy, my whole demeanor changed. I felt like I was on the beach. It was a sunny day all of a sudden. So, you can do that to bring in some yellow to create positivity. So again, yellow is a great color, as is orange too, for depression and for seasonal affective disorder. So if someone's really feeling down, especially in February with the dull, dreary months, yellow brings that into play. But yellow is also, it heightens our curiosity and our awareness. It's a knowledge power color. And it's also an empowerment color. So in times of Valentine's Day, I would say, when you're really wanting to be inquisitive about someone, like maybe you're on a dating app and there's someone you're interested in, you could do something like send a yellow, emoji, or, put something, if you're doing a video call, throw something yellow on, or even the background. It's so funny with my Zoom calls, I put really cool curtains. I've even bought shower curtains, and I put them behind me with different colors, and people love it because then they're getting the color energy. So if you're going to have a video call with somebody, because again, we're in a pandemic, maybe you can't get together with someone you're interested in, put something cool in the background that's yellow that says, I want to know more about you. Tell me something about yourself. It's knowledge. And it's a way to kind of dive into getting to know a friend or a partner a bit more, and the gifts that you could share together. So knowledge will also be positivity and just brighten up someone's life. So again, you don't always have to wear the color, and that's where some people get it misunderstood. Color's everywhere. Just look around. Like right now, what's on your desk, how your walls are painted, you're decorating, you've colored your car, the plants in your house. There's color everywhere, inside and outside. So it doesn't have to be just clothes. It could be, get creative. See what you could do. Maybe make yourself a really cool and your partner a pineapple smoothie, and have something a little bit more tropical for a date night that brings in the sunshine in a different way. Kind of fun, huh?
It is kind of fun. I've heard that yellow also affects your digestion.
Yes, because it's actually a chakra center that sits right at the digestion. And then I always find it so fascinating. It also connects us to our skin and our digestion. So think of like primrose oil. It's yellow. It helps our skin. Pineapple, great digestive enzymes. It's yellow. I'm always amazed at how our nature and food is connected to our chakras perfectly. So yes, it does aid digestion as well. So think of that, I guess, if you've got someone with dietary restrictions for Valentine's Day, you can maybe use yellow to help digest, or, in lots of ways. Yeah. So yeah, yellow, people don't think of yellow as a color about love, but it is. And think how good you feel in the sunshine on a sunny day.
Yeah, I used to try and find something yellow for my kids when they were writing exams, and they could put like a yellow happy face or a yellow flower on their desk, and it just seemed to help them relax and get into the flow of writing the exam without all the stress that goes around it. Kinda
Yeah,
kitschy.
yellow is the color of knowledge. So that's why we have yellow Post-it notes and yellow highlighters. It helps us to remember. So if someone you love is suffering with dementia or Alzheimer's, giving them a yellow gift is actually supporting their mental state. So, that's something you can do with color as well, is customize the gift with a color that you believe is going to support them and help them. So maybe some lemon tea, right? Or a citrine stone, or something that's just going to have a little bit extra of the yellow that you wouldn't think of, but that will actually help them. And it's what they need when they're going through issues with knowledge and mental stability.
Or writing an exam.
Or writing an exam.
There you go.
Definitely.
Isn't that interesting? Huh. I can honestly tell you that in fashion, it's not one of my favorite colors. I would not be wearing a yellow scarf or sweater, but I do have a yellow raincoat.
Well, and again, there's yellow for a cloudy day.
Yeah.
But, don't forget, so much, it's interesting what colors we love and least like as well, because the color we like least usually shows us where our greatest gift is on growth. Sometimes it has to do with our personality type. I'm a yellow-violet personality, and without getting into too much detail on that, I don't usually need yellow because I'm exuding it so much because I'm a yellow personality. I love research and taking knowledge and digesting and pulling things apart. So I'm always sitting in yellow, right? Energetically. So sometimes our least favorite color could be either there's an issue in there, or it could be that our personality sits mainly in there. So that's why someone else would be like, well, I love yellow, but that could be because they need it. So again, it's like a vitamin and a mineral, right? It could be that you aren't in need of it, or maybe you are, depending on what's going on. But that's where my one-on-one sessions help to dive in to really say, what's going on? Where are you blocked? And what can we do to support it? Because depending on so many different areas, we can pull the colors out that are going to really support you.
Wow. I tell you, every time I have you on this show, I spend a lot of time going, wow.
I appreciate that. That's a huge compliment.
It is fascinating.
I always think of that song, things that make you go,
Yeah. Well, we have to take our first break here on Fresh Waves, and we will do that. And when we come back, we'll continue our discussion of color and color psychology with our enlightening Angela Dacey. We'll be right back. I'm your host, Bren Masson, and you're listening to Fresh Waves. Hi, this is Bren Masson, host of Fresh Waves. If you'd like to hear this broadcast again or listen to other Fresh Waves podcasts, go to our YouTube channel, Fresh Waves Radio. Hit subscribe because we love to have subscribers, and then you can listen to this broadcast again and make some more notes. I know that every time I listen to Angela, I make a ton of notes. And then, hey, you can listen to other podcasts and hear the other shows that Angela has done with us here on Fresh Waves. It's always a great and colorful day when Angela Dacey is in the house. Now let's get back to the show. Well, hi, Angela. We're back on Fresh Waves. I'm your host, Bren Masson. We're speaking with Angela Dacey. We're talking about color, Valentine's Day, Galentines Day, and all things in between. So we've already talked about red, pink, white, black, yellow, orange, and we're moving into green.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, you know what? We love having you on the show. Tell us about green. I mean, when I think of green, I think of peas. And then I think of forests and leaves and spring. And I actually love green. Peas.
I would have thought you'd say forest first.
Well, the first thing that popped into my mind was peas. And I don't know if that says something totally bizarre about where my head's at today. But that was the first thing that came to mind.
Maybe you're just hungry. It's all good.
Could be.
That's so funny. Yeah, it's green. I love green because it's really the balance of giving and receiving love. It's the center of our heart chakras, and it's where our heart is, right? It's the center of everything. It's all about love. So green is to me the color, not only just in partnership, but for all the people that you love, And I was thinking this morning, I saw this article, which was so much me, that, when I divorced, I actually divorced with the, the statement of, I'm not divorcing your mother, because my mother-in-law is my mom. And she is such a giving, loving soul that I love to be spending any time I can with her, because I love her to bits. And so like on something like Valentine's Day, people might not think of it, but like, how could you reach out to the people that really inspire you and encourage you and show you love in ways that are so unconditional? Because that's what green is. Green is really that balance of how are we receiving love and giving love. It's a constant energy flow. So it opens up our heart to kindness and generosity and compassion. It's beautiful. So like on Valentine's Day, instead of like the typical roses, maybe someone you really love, you give them a beautiful green plant, or something kind of different like that. You could go for a walk in the forest together, which would be lovely. You can make them dinner with like lovely green foods or a nice peppermint tea. All those things say, you know what? I love you because you bring love to the world. And green really does show that and honors the people who have so much compassion in this world. And so, green is a great color for that. I really recommend it for bedrooms. Funny enough, my whole bedroom's painted green. Not again just clothing, but you can, I think, bring plants in, bring nature inside during our Canadian winters when we're missing it. We are infused with green energy in the summer. So it's again something that we need, especially in February, which is why so many of us decide to try to go somewhere tropical or somewhere away. We're craving the sunshine, the blue skies, and the green nature. So green's definitely that color that infuses the heart and says thank you for your compassion and generosity. So again, beautiful. So I would say for Valentine's Day or Galentines Day, how could you reach out to that friend or family member or someone you really love just to say thank you?
Maybe you could do something as simple as when you buy the roses, instead of getting baby's breath with them, get some ferns. Add that green.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Add the green.
exactly.
Yeah. There you go.
And it's such an alive color. Like our nature is so naturally green. So it's just, it shows so much life. And I love that. So green is a beautiful, beautiful color to show love.
Okay.
And again, not what we normally would think of, but
no, not necessarily, beautiful. But yeah, you can bring it in many ways. Now, you were just mentioning that when you go outside into the forest, you get the green and the blue of the sky. So let's talk about blue a little bit.
Yeah, so greens and blues are actually emotional-based colors. So I love that. So when you really want to balance emotions, those are the two colors that come into play. So blue, though, is a beautiful color when it comes to affection, loyalty, and trust. Blue has this calming nature. It's actually the world's most favorite color.
Really?
Which always amazes me. Blue. Yeah, There's our blue skies.
Okay.
So it's a color that says to your partner, I will be forever faithful and loyal. So, wearing blue out on a date together says, I am yours fully, completely, forever. It's that peaceful sense of belonging together. And so, even on a date night, you can wrap yourself up in a nice blue blanket, right? Watch a favorite like romantic comedy because it's connected to the emotional center. It's a color that says, let me show you how much you mean to me and how loyal I am. And so it's interesting. It's about trust and loyalty because, again, we're so used to seeing blue come across when I talk from a marketing perspective of like bankers and accountants and lawyers always use blue in their branding to say, I'm trustworthy, I'm loyal, I'm organized. But we can use it in partnership and we can use it in friendship, right? To say, I trust you. I believe you're loyal and I'm loyal to you. So even a relationship that's maybe really diving into that next level of commitment, blue's a great color for that. So yeah, buy your special someone that blue blanket. And they might be like, what? But when you explain what it means, it's so cool. And then blue is the most calming, relaxing color on the spectrum. It calms our nerves. It helps with pain, like physical pain. It calms that down. It helps with any form of erratic feelings. It brings balance and peace. It's like the ocean, that ebb and flow, right? Of just everything's in motion, everything is just calm, or can be calm.
Mhm.
But it's the sky too. So blue will bring you into that place of peace, especially if you just need a night, with a girlfriend you even haven't seen for a while, or, it could be anything, a family member. Just sit on that nice couch and get yourself a nice blue cushion, something that says, hey, I'm going to spend time with you. You're important to me. Blue is going to do that.
Okay, well, if you have the blue and we just talked about green, what about a color that you said that you were drawn to in the crayon box, the turquoise, which seems to be a combination of the two?
Yeah, it's my favorite color. Could be because I'm a Pisces, so I'm such a water baby. I just want to be by turquoise water all the time. But it's interesting. Turquoise is the combination of green and blue. So with green and blue being emotional based colors, turquoise connects into our throat chakra, and it's all about expressing yourself freely with love. So it's the center that helps us not only communicate how we love to someone that we do love, but it also helps us communicate to the spirit world. But with Valentine's Day, I would say really focus on the turquoise. If you have some trouble maybe expressing how you feel, turquoise will support that. It's a color that really clears the palette, I will say, and it's about honest expression. And, how many times if there's a relationship, or say there's some disturbance in a relationship, our communication could come out in lots of unhealthy ways. Turquoise says, let's just take a moment. Let's figure out, what would love say? How would love speak about this? And then you find the right words with turquoise. So it combines the heart with the throat and gives you honest, beautiful, loving communication. So again, if you really need to tell someone how you feel, you want to really express in any way, right? Maybe you're starting a relationship, maybe you want to end the relationship, but it'll help you speak with love. It's powerful
Yeah,
color.
it does sound very powerful. So turquoise being a combination of blue and green, kind of brings to mind like artists who are very technical in their use of color, because art has a lot of technicalities as well as just emotion and feeling. So someone will I've heard it said many times, oh, that red has a lot of blue in it, or that red has a lot of orange in it. And for example, I cannot wear, personally, I look like I died yesterday if I wear an orangey red, but I look quite okay if I wear a bluey red. And I don't know how physiological and psychological blend in this particular way, but it's kind of interesting that an artist would say that, and then you can actually bring in a little bit of the pigments of these other colors into the base color of your red.
Of course. And again, I think what you're talking about when you wear it and how you look like you died yesterday, that's funny. That's when you would want to talk to someone who uses color to match your skin tone, right? Like, are you a summer or
That's
winter?
A complete physiological thing.
Right. Completely different, because depending on the tone, depends maybe on your skin. And I even tell people, depending on the color tone that you're interested in, if I went and picked an orange, paint swap from the paint store, and you picked one, probably we're going to have attraction to two very different colors of oranges, because it's what you need. So I always tell people, don't worry about the color tone. Pick what you're attracted to. Like, some people love the bright blue, and some people love that royal deep blue, and pick the blue that you love. Pick the green that you love. There's a million shades of green. Look at a forest. Tons of shades of green. Right? What's the green that you like? And then that's the green that you need. So it's still going to have the same kind of frequency and vibration, but, a green that looks good on me might be a different green that looks good on you because of our skin tones. And that's different. But we're still getting the energy. We're still getting that color energy.
Okay. Well, then let's move on to indigo. Now, before we go any further, what color is actually indigo?
So think of indigo as that deep, deep purple. I like to call it kind of like where navy blue switches into the purples, like that plum, green, the dark grapes, the color of eggplants, like very deep. right? Very, it's used a lot when we talk about stars and the universe and space. It's a very big color when it comes to expansiveness. And so indigo and violet are spiritual based colors. But indigo, the difference I always say is indigo is the brow chakra. It connects us to our inner spirit, where violet would connect us to the outer divine. So when we talk indigo, I like to think of indigo on Valentine's Day as a way for you to connect soul to soul with your soulmate. So what could you do with that indigo energy to really sit? It sounds crazy to some maybe, but a great exercise is, just sit together, facing each other, and actually don't say anything, but just look into each other's eyes. They always say that, you can see someone's soul through their eyes. And just allow yourself to feel you're connecting soul to soul. If you dance together, you're connecting soul to soul. When somebody dances with you, right, and you've got that closeness, you're actually combining that universal energy into your connection. When you just say that you can't believe how connected you can feel to someone, that's your indigo energy. So for Valentine's Day, you can bring that in, maybe through some lavender candles, or I even say if you have some funky, like a lava lamp that's in purple, right? You can throw on some purple colors, even twinkle lights. Putting some twinkle lights around your living room or in your bedroom that's a certain color can be really romantic and enhance different feelings. So get yourself some purple lights and find that connection, and put on some music that really gets you to the soul, and work with that and take time for each other with that and experience being together with a physical body, but a soul connection. And that's your indigo.
Wow.
I know. There's going to be some people going, damn, I'm buying some indigo lights.
Yeah, for sure. Well, on the topic of indigo, then, let's move on to violet, which I guess is the lighter purple.
It is. It's more with a magenta pink tone to it, which is there's that love, right? So think of violet as, again, that divine connection. It's the spiritual, universal source of love. So I find that it connects us as well to our soul. It's like universal love and creativity. I like with Valentine's Day, I use violet a lot to talk to people who are single who want to have a partner. It's when I say bringing in the color violet helps us release our control over trying hard to find that person, and just putting our trust in the universe that we're on the right path and that person is going to be guided to us as we will to them. So one of the things I like to do with violet is to tell my clients, write down everything you want in that partner and that partnership. Do it in a purple violet pen. Write it in a violet journal. Do it so that you're asking the universe, here's what I truly want and desire. Help connect all the dots and align us. The violet will do that. And it will actually, it's violet. Did you know violet and red together are considered the strongest soulmate colors? Because you're getting the physical connection with the spiritual energy. So it's the two together, right? That soul connected to the physical. So again, if you want to bring in violet, I really suggest it to help you attract what it is you truly want and desire. Because not all of us are going to have a partner on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And, you can do this with friendship too. Maybe you're looking to have new friendships in your life or healthier friendships in your life. It really helps to sit down and write every single thing you believe you want in a healthy friendship or relationship, because it's like then you're telling the universe, this is what I want to accept. You're putting your intention out into the universe. And I always say your angels and guides and loved ones and everyone up there is going to hear and help you align when you surrender, release, and let go. So violet definitely will say, oh, wow, they want some new friends. They want friends to be like this. Okay. You're not just going to be getting new friends. You're going to get new friends who align with your intentions. And violet helps with that. It's a very high frequency color that connects us to the divine. So that's actually all the colors, which hopefully you can see how they're very different with love, but they all work when it comes to love. And we can have fun with them and enhance relationships, friendships, our passionate relationships. We really could, this is the thing I love about color. There's so much depth to each individual one. I could teach a course for a whole day on each individual color. There's
Right.
so much depth, so much depth. But once you start to understand how they all connect us to the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, it's like a rainbow. There's not one color in a rainbow or three colors in a rainbow. There's all 7 colors in the rainbow. And when we use all 7 in our day-to-day life, it enhances who we are on all levels. So what a great tool to have in our back pocket for all different reasons, including Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Now, what about some of the fringe colors, I will call them, for lack of a better way of describing them? Something like browns and grays. What are those colors?
Well, so browns have a bit of the red on them. And again, think of Mother Earth. So browns are very, very grounding and stabilizing. But again, I wouldn't want to use it on a full basis because you're not moving through life, you're stuck. Think of mud, you'd be stuck. But if you are floating in the clouds all the time and you need to ground, that's different, right? It'll help you ground. I wouldn't necessarily want to bring brown in on relationship. That one just doesn't flow as well for healthy moving forward as the same with gray. Gray is such a trend right now in the decorating world,
everywhere.
And it's driving me freaking nuts. Gray is like having a cloud over your head all time. Now, I know many people say, but I love gray. My house is painted in gray and my couch is gray. And well, let me tell you, I'd want to have a real good look at how much are you living your passion and purpose, attracting what it is you want into your life. How is your relationship? Is it growing? Is it nurturing? Is it compassionate? Is it what you need? If you are surrounded by a lot of gray, it has been known people will become more depressed, feel more anxious, have more fears. It's again lacking life. So it's like having a gray cloud over your head. And, I'm part of the color marketing group, which is a really large group out of the States, which picks the Pantone colors every single year. And, we have this discussion all the time with many people that are, everything from architects to interior designers to whatever, stagers. There's the groups that love the gray. Like to them, that's their clean palette. They love the gray. And then there's a whole group of us that are like, when is this gray going to stop? I think for designers, the gray is a way to have a clean palette. It feels clean. However, if you're going to do that and you're going to put gray on the walls or such, or even like say you're buying yourself a gray jacket, or you want to make sure you add other colors. And I highly recommend do not put it in the bedroom and do not sleep in gray. It's depressing. It's not healthy for you. I feel like it would be like if you were to eat the same food, white food every day. If you constantly eat white processed food, you're not getting any color and vitamins and minerals. The people that I always say, we're all like, when's this gray going to stop? We also say life is about living. Life is short and we need to really embrace all the beautiful moments. And as we just saw with all 7 colors plus more, I think 9, 10 colors, there's so much more in life. So what can we do to bring that in and really help us move forward? So decorating or having gray in a large amount surrounding you is prohibiting you from actually going to enjoy life to the fullest. So you don't go on, you don't travel to a location to be surrounded by gray. You travel to location for so many reasons. And if you're looking at architecture, history, or you're at a beach, or there's color, nature is color. Right. And if nature's color, then all we need to do is look at nature, look at Mother Earth. What have we been provided? And everything we're provided is color.
Yeah. Even looking back at the brown that we were just talking about, brown can be very rich. And it always seems to me to represent roots somehow.
Yeah, like I said, like a tree. Yeah, it's your roots. It's your stability. It's putting your feet and planting them on the ground. It's very healing and meditative, funny enough, to put your hands in dirt. It connects you to Mother Earth. But it would be, for what I want to say when we're talking Valentine's Day, it would be more of a personal way to ground your energy than it would be a color you'd want to use to share energy. Does that make sense?
Unless you had a flighty partner that you might just want to put a brown blanket around them and say, you need to stay here for just a sec.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Well, then I guess you could use the blue for that too, couldn't you?
You could, but blue's an energy-based center where if you do need to be grounded, it is connected more to the red root. So if red's too powerful for you, you could try some brown. But again, just be careful on using too much of it because you might feel that you get stuck and you're not moving forward. So again, everything in moderation.
Right. And variety, it seems. Variety is the spice of life, even in the color world.
Exactly.
Well, as always, Angela, I can't believe how much information we can pack into 50 minutes worth of podcast or radio, but we always manage to really cram it in here. So for people who really do need to hear this again, because you do want to make notes and maybe have it sink in a little more, you can listen to it again. Go to our YouTube page at Fresh Waves Radio and have another listen. Don't forget to hit subscribe while you're there. And I guess we'll just wrap up by saying we can introduce more than one color into our Galentine's Day or Valentine's Day, right?
Definitely. And have fun with it.
Okay.
Have some fun with it and see how it feels.
All right. So you don't have to decorate your whole house in red and pink.
No, not at all. Just unless depends what you want to achieve on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. I mean, if you're celebrating with kids, because kids always have to do the cards for school, and there's a lot of things around little kids or grandchildren around Valentine's Day, maybe introduce a little bit of yellow and blue and green. Yeah. So you could give your grandchild a blue card with a big red heart on it or something.
Of course, that would be beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Have some fun with it.
Thanks, Angela. This is really nice. I think sometimes people do get a little too caught up in the technicalities of these kinds of holidays and what they're supposed to do and not supposed to do. It's nice to be able to just relax into it and do what you feel is right.
Yeah, just spread the love. Yeah. Spread love and embrace love. And really, that's what it's all about.
And you and I have talked many times before about the most important relationship in your life is your love for yourself.
100%. First and foremost, self-love, because you can't love until your gas tank of love is full. So definitely.
Yeah, I think we need to love ourselves a lot.
But this was really fun because I know we've done other February shows, and we talked, I think, last time on self-love. So this was fun to do all the different colors when it comes to Valentine's Day. I enjoyed that too, and it's a nice reminder for me as well. And now you got me thinking how I want to spend my Valentine's.
Yeah, well, let's wish all of our listeners a very happy Galentine's Day, a very happy Valentine's Day, and just, love your neighbor and have a nice day, right?
Sounds beautiful. Just be love. Be love.
Thank you for joining us today. Really appreciated your time and having, taken time out of your day. I know you're busy at this time of the year, but to take the time to come on to Fresh Waves and to share with us all your knowledge about color, I really do appreciate it, Angela.
Oh, I love it. Thanks, Brenda. Have a colorful day and a colorful Valentine's Day.
Thanks. If people want to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
Best thing is just through the website, livelifecolorfully.com, spelled the English way. And on also social media is also Live Life Colorfully.
Okay. Well, that's it for Fresh Waves today. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you again next time on Fresh Waves.